This sounds great.
Sounds great. We'll see. Listen, I hope the mix, because we're recording in a different fashion today, and I just hope that the mix works.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll find out. We've had a couple episodes.
Are you ready for lunch?
Yeah.
Do we just want to press pause on this and let's
go eat?
Yeah,
I think it's probably actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Or we just go through it.
We started the video.
Yeah.
We should just do it.
Just do it. I mean, it's an hour, right?
Something like that. I don't know. It depends on how verbose you're going to be at the end of the episode.
We'll see what the episode is.
Yeah.
Right? I might have a huge reaction to this one.
You know, sometimes the ones you have the biggest reaction to are certain episodes that some people don't like.
Yeah.
But other people love them. Every episode is somebody's favorite.
Exactly. You got to remember that.
This one.
I think it's important.
I feel like I have poisoned you against this episode already.
Welcome to Stargate SG1 for the first time still. Not a Star Trek podcast. My name is Jeff Aiken, and I'm watching Stargate SG1 for the first time.
And I'm Brent Allen, and I'm watching Stargate SG1 for the 47th time. But for the very first time, I am watching this series, dissecting it for those messages. I'm doing the podcaster thing. Messages, the hope of the future. Mirrors to society. How do we be better people to each other? That's what I'm watching Stargate SG1 for the very first time for this time.
All right, Brent, heads up to everybody watching right now. We decided to watch some episodes out of order. Brent assured me that there's no spoilers, nothing I'm going to miss.
There's none.
So last night we recorded Enigma.
Yes.
Now we're going back to Singularity.
Yes.
So there's just going to be some weird in the rankings, some other things. Just know it's all fine.
It's all fine. Yeah, because honestly, we thought that you would be gone.
Exactly.
And then we had some extra time. And then technology took some of that extra time.
Yeah.
So
good stuff. So let's not waste any more time, Brent. Let's get into it. The episode we're watching is Singularity. Why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. The episode is called Singularity.
Yep, we got that.
All right, let's go.
I think the air date's
That's
actually pretty.
about all it is.
You told me. You already told me. Spoiler alert! He told me the air date.
The air date is Halloween. This is a Halloween episode. I always think that Hathor is the Halloween episode because it feels like it should be. But no, this is actually the Halloween episode, 1997.
Cool.
Keep this in mind as you watch this at the end of the episode. They're going to go on a break after this episode.
Okay.
For quite a while.
Really?
Yeah. And then.
So this is like the mid-season break
for
them.
Yeah, this is what they're leaving folks.
They're going out on
this
note.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the note they're going out on. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. If you're new, because every episode is somebody's first episode, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. The way this works is Jeff and I are about to watch the episode Singularity together, and we're going to do it right here live together. And if you're joining us on Patreon or YouTube, you're going to get to watch us do that. For the full unedited version, though, that's Patreon exclusive. So make sure you head over there, patreon.com or Babylon 5 first, or check the link below for updated URLs as things get changed.
If you're listening on an audio app, if you're one of our incredible listeners, you are going to jump to the end of the episode. So when we come back, you're going to hear my for the first time reaction, and you're going to hear any of the sci-fi messages that Brent did or did not find in this one.
Fair.
Let's not waste any more time, Brent. Let's kick it off. Singularity.
Will do.
It's weird moving screens sometimes, huh?
It is.
Where's the thing?
I don't usually do this. So
Be the new way you start doing it, though.
it might be because I do like it. That's a much bigger screen than what I usually watch on, and I do like the bigger screen.
So what exactly are we going to see after this eclipse begins?
Look how smooth that video is going.
Black, and it is a hole.
Well, it might be a black hole.
I like
Okay, let me
that.
put that a different way.
No, Daniel, you're right. You can't actually see it. Not the singularity itself. It's so massive, not even light can escape it.
We need to take a
But
couple
during the
minutes here just to
totality phase of the
explain some
eclipse,
science to
we
people.
should be able to see matter spiraling towards it.
Actually, it's called the accretion disk.
And they call it spaghettification
I guess it's easy
when you
to
get close to that, which I
understand
think
why
they've
local
actually
population would be afraid of
disproven.
something like it. What did you just say?
Oh, okay.
It's just an astronomical term.
You didn't think the colonel had a telescope on his roof just to look at the neighbors, did you?
I'm sure that was part of why he had it.
This is 100% Jack and Sam had a conversation back in the locker room and said they're going to get Daniel.
Right,
And she
yeah.
gave him a couple words.
Not initially.
Deal.
Jack's like, eventually I decided to look at the stars also.
You know, if they ever remake Babylon 5, Christopher Judge can act so well with his face. He could be the new Londo Mollari.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
Of course, he's probably like in his 60s now.
Right.
Looks like they're in the
Here to
beautiful
greet us.
land of Oz. So SG7 is there.
Prepping the telescope for the big show.
Telescopes show. They're going to go watch a black hole.
Is that a person? Yep. Oh, yikes.
Oh, God.
Looks like, what? They're going for gas masks and
Wow.
personal protective gear, and Tilk's just standing there. Because
He's
he's Goa'uld.
Yeah, he's got the Goa'uld. He's good to go.
Daniel?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Iodine.
Check
Yep.
the village.
Yeah.
See why no one's missed this guy, where everyone else is. We've got the observatory.
This is great. I love when you get like real protocol stuff. You know, it's like
Is that
we
true?
have-
Is
yeah,
it real?
yep.
Yeah.
we see this, you put this stuff on, you iodine yourself, but it's like those moments that remind us like this is actually a job for these
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And there's procedures for stuff. That big telescope.
They're like I mean we addressed it in a few, previous episode, but their advisor from the military, like they really wanted it to feel real.
Yeah.
You know, unlike doctor shows, when doctors watch doctor shows.
Right, and they're like, what?
Uh-oh. Found SG7.
Found him.
Are there words to this song? Like some fan words? I want to make some up.
Oh.
Like this.
Oh, like some fan. Oh, write the song. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm just think. He's got a staff and a thing on his head. We come through the Stargate with Hammond on a board. Here we go through the wormhole. It is the Stargate. Here we go. It's Stargate SG1.
You're gonna record that. You're gonna get the full version and record that.
That'll be a Patreon exclusive.
Oh, no. We're putting that out to the world.
I'll auto-tune. I'll make it sound okay.
You're going to GateCon and you will perform that.
This complex has been totally decontaminated.
Dude, that's going to be the thing that, like, makes us a thing.
Cough into your elbow?
Uh-oh. That's not good.
He has allergies.
He does, but...
Literally, remember the
That's right.
tissue box.
Yep.
Right.
This is like the 15th episode. It's the second time that's come up. It's not because he has allergies.
I still love that Tilk's not in hazmat.
No, it's okay. You can come out. I know I must look pretty scary in this mask, but I'm not going to hurt you. It's okay.
If you don't come out, though, I might hurt you.
Colonel.
Tilk,
I'm in the bushes and
deal
it
with
won't
it.
come out.
Colonel, it won't
Show
come
your face.
out.
Show him your face.
Try to look friendly.
Tilk's gonna try to smile, and
This is going to be... I'm going to try it.
it's like,
It's hard to only smile with your mouth.
We will not hurt you.
see, he doesn't look so scary right now.
Please come out.
It sounds very inviting.
Yeah.
Samantha Carter. But you can call me Sam.
You can call me Sam. Call me Sam. Boop.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
Oh,
copyright.
she tagged herself.
Honey,
Oh.
you're not gonna die. Why don't you just lay down and rest for a while?
Dude, how awesome is Sam? Like,
Right.
astrophysicist, badass soldier,
This
engineer,
Yeah.
technician,
Caring and compassionate caregiver.
mother,
What's wrong?
mother instinct is
There are
certainly
traces of the element the Stargate is made of in her blood.
there. Ooh,
Naquita?
Yeah. It's
Nequida.
possible that's the
Naquita.
reason she was able to resist the infection.
you mean the thing that is weird about her is what made her
Well,
not
I
do the
have
thing
some
that
bad
everybody
news.
else did?
Right.
What of the girl?
No sign of infection, and as a precaution, I did an ultrasound to make sure she wasn't parasitically infested with a Goa'uld.
So she goes back.
Sounds so
with us.
welcoming.
Is there
So
any other
comfortable.
way to
I know,
get
right?
infested with a Goa'uld other
Yeah.
than parasitically?
I mean, we're safe right now, aren't we? Sir, the eclipse happens in less than 1 day. This is our only opportunity to use this window of darkness to photograph the black hole with this telescope.
I'd be concerned that the Naquida in her blood might cause problems where it's not there, like in a different
Don't be
environment.
afraid. I'll be holding your hand the whole way, all right?
or cause problems
I know
going
it looks
through
kinda
the gate.
scary, but it's really a
Yeah,
lot of
itself.
fun.
Some reaction, maybe.
It looks. Okay, so she just said it's fun going through the gate. Do you think they can actually feel the ride?
I don't know, because they're ripped up at a molecular level. Maybe it's just the ripping up and the coming back together that feels good. It's fun to watch.
It is.
Little
It feels like that process right there
should be a thing
every time.
all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to rub each other down with blue gel, although I would not mind seeing that sometimes.
1D contamination complete. Proceed with level 2.
I still do not understand this black hole.
Well, a black hole is this really
How could a Goa'uld
big
not understand
thing. It's,
black holes?
He's not a Goa'uld, he's a Jaffa. He has to be kept down in his
basically
knowledge.
it's
Okay.
a massive
Yeah, because it's a larval Goa'uld. It doesn't
Yeah.
have its other
out there.
memory.
I see.
Between 97 and now, we have a pretty dramatically
happens
different
is
understanding of black holes,
Everything
right?
gets sucked into it, even light. That's why we can't see it.
Thank you.
It's always weird trying to describe to people stuff that you can't see.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you know it's there? You can't see it.
Please don't go.
She got the English.
Mm-hmm.
Baby speaking Inglesey.
You feel like telling me your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra.
Uh-oh.
What? What is it?
Get her on the table.
Oh my God. What is it?
She's got an irregular heartbeat. She's in arrest.
What do I do?
This is so great for Sam. Like that pure feeling of helplessness.
Yeah.
When something's happening with your kid, going, what do I do?
I have to do something.
Yeah. Cannot imagine. And to hear that tone, look at Sam. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
What is it?
What's Sam gonna know what she's listening at?
It's like a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
It's like it's eating away at her bones. I wonder if has a Stargate forming inside of her.
She does have the Naquid in there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe that's how the like no one actually built them. They just grew.
Image up.
That's probably not true, but it's fun to think.
Adjusting view.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's almost
I'm gonna move
like
in
a
closer,
human
try
and
to get a biopsy.
cyborg together, kind of a
Pulse is now
Borg.
140.
I'm scraping the harder surfaces for samples.
We have to stop.
It's going to threaten the life of the kid to protect itself. You come at me, I'm going to kill this kid. I wonder if it needs
Removing
the kid,
scope.
though.
Prepare the paddles.
It's showtime.
Listen, Jack and Teal'c are just oblivious to everything going on back home right now. Yeah.
They're like, we're going to take a picture of a black hole.
Right? Because it could change the course of mankind.
So it's an eclipse behind the black hole? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so
its totality.
Yeah, so the eclipse is going to make everything dark enough in order to
Yeah.
see.
Let's see what happens when we put the two objects together.
She's got some Nasquita and some potassium.
I'm only using a microscopic particle of each.
A microscopic particle.
Yeah.
It is one thing I don't like about sci-fi, Chad. That they always over-exaggerate
particle radiation.
the tiny, like...
Yeah,
you know what I
whatever
mean?
the size is.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Well, if two microscopic particles could cause that.
And she's got a
Then
bunch
the
of
object
it.
inside Cassandra could cause a nuclear reaction 1,000,000 times bigger.
Hit the zoom.
It's going to be a Goa'uld ship.
That's way too close to be a star. Pull back. What the hell is that?
Teal'c knows.
It is a Goa'uld attack.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're saying it's meant to destroy us?
At least this complex. The threat to the Goa'ulds, the Stargate.
They used that little girl like a Trojan horse.
How could they do this?
Yeah, I think...
Well, to a Goa'uld, she's not as we see her.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a pretty short,
She's a tool.
simple math
Her death
equation,
is a very
Sam.
cheap way to
Right.
get rid of us.
I know I am supposed to be detached.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you're not the doctor in this one. Yeah, Daniel, good for you.
Sometimes I forget you're not military.
Really? Look at his hair.
Ship of the Goa'uld Newty. An enemy of Apophis.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, hey, there's a new Goa'uld.
Yeah.
Catch your name, Nearty?
Nearty.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that?
We must go.
An enemy of Apophis?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been assured there's absolutely no way to remove the object from the girl without killing her. Therefore, we have no choice. The girl should be prepared to go back through the Stargate.
Go blow up that planet.
Along with SG-4, I want O'Neill and Teal'c to return with you.
So is he basically sacrificing SG-4?
I think he's sending people to retrieve Teal'c.
Okay.
Like, because they just said this is a Goa'uld thing.
Yeah.
So he's assuming the Goa'uld are doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Let's get to the Stargate. The Stargate was destroyed. How? As soon as he entered the Stargate, there was a massive explosion.
Uh-oh.
Now.
She can't go back.
Yep. Or it makes everything go boom boom.
It's a good thing they're horrible aim.
So they're already dialing out on Earth.
She slipped into a coma. What?
Chevron 60. What the hell?
So if you come from the outside, you can interrupt the
You can
dialing.
No need, sir. We're getting an SG1 remote signal.
Takes them a lot longer to dial on the Earth side.
Close the gate. Close the iris.
Right.
Close the iris. Close the iris. Close the iris. Still close the iris.
Isn't it? Nope, they did not.
Get the girl away from the gate.
We'll have to take her somewhere else.
What about the abandoned nuclear facility?
Right. It's just 20 minutes away from here.
I like that they didn't tell us where it actually was.
Right, it's just 20 minutes away. Yeah.
Secretary of Defense immediately.
Uh-oh, there's Sam.
It's a matter of life and death.
Or Sam.
She's in a position Daniel's been in quite a bit where to save many, she's going to have to give up the thing that she has.
That is an interesting theme you've picked up on through the show that I never would have thought.
It's been really like consistent through a lot of these
now
episodes.
That you've said it, yeah, like you see it for sure.
In a way,
I mean, because Jack had that with Cold Lazarus.
Yeah.
He had to finally give up Charlie and all of that.
In a way, it's a shortcut to drama, you know, because having to do that automatically creates it, but it's weird. It's notable that they keep going to it.
Right. Now, I remember my first thought at this moment, the first time I said it. Sam's not coming back.
Right. Yeah. She's going to stay with her to the end.
That was my first thought. I know what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but I'm just recalling my first response to this episode.
My initial thought is the time is off or something's wrong and she's not going to blow up. I don't see Stargate killing a kid.
Well, JMS is not on the writing staff here.
Right.
Go back to sleep.
Oh, Sam.
I'm not tired anymore.
I will tell you, you will find this is an episode that is taxing all of Amanda Tapping's acting ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
Right.
Like, if I wasn't sitting here doing this with you, Jeff, I told you this is an episode I cannot watch.
Yeah. And here's why.
This is why.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can't watch this episode because it's a bad episode. I can't watch this episode.
I can imagine though watching this and not being a parent would be a very different experience.
Probably. But they're literally going to put her in this like
little
vault of a room to blow up.
Here you go. Here's a stuffy. I'll be right back.
You promised you'd never leave me alone.
You don't have to do anything.
Delenn would stay.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
And Linnaeus would be there with her.
I'll come back, okay? I'll be back.
To clean up.
Actually, come to think of it, Delenn did stay.
She did, yeah. With Linnaeus, yeah.
Right. Brave, remember?
And another episode I can't watch again.
Yes.
I have to close the door.
I appreciate that she's telling her, like she's being very honest and transparent. She's not telling her everything.
But she's not lying.
Exactly. And not enough where like she closes the door and she's going to panic. It's like, hey, this is going to happen. Oh, man.
Don't do the stand and look.
Sam?
Oh, did she not? She didn't mean she didn't tell her she had to close the door from the outside.
Yeah, she said she had to go and she was going to close the door.
Not.
I mean, she didn't not tell her, but it wasn't very clear either.
Yeah. I promise you, I would not leave that kid. I would just be gone. Like,
I can't. I mean, I'm going to say I would sit there and stay with the kid. It's the heroic thing to do. I'm also going to admit I don't know what I would really do in this situation. And I hope I never have to find out.
Oh, gosh, yes. There she goes. Good girl, Sam.
Jack, she's going back down.
Colonel, I'm staying.
There you go.
Colonel, she's awake.
Oh, God.
At least they understand, like, the severity of this.
I am ordering you to get back up here right now.
Or what?
Right? You're going to court-martial me?
Right? But he's doing the right thing. He's got to put all the pressure on he can.
Are you going to die?
No, we are not going to die.
Now you lied.
Yeah.
Hey, newsflash. Amanda Tapping's still on the DVD cover.
Heads up.
All right, when do you guys clear out?
You're like, no, we're a team.
Yep. He gets it.
Yep.
Yep. He was going to stay.
Yeah.
Like, let's call it what it is.
So are we.
Uh-huh.
Like, just get in the elevator, go down and join them.
Oh,
baby. Okay, I'm going to look over here, take a drink.
I know.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Do you think they'll feel like a bump?
I still don't think she's going to blow. Like, it'll get to zero and nothing. Like, they're going to build it up and then
like
nothing.
Y2K.
Right, exactly. This is, you wait for the jump scare here.
I don't feel anything.
We could have been wrong about the time.
We could have been wrong, but what would happen?
Captain Carter, can you hear me?
She's like, I'm sorry, I literally just crapped on the floor. I'm gonna need a few minutes.
Can you hear me?
Sanders fine. I'm fine.
How did you know, Captain?
I didn't.
Right?
It occurred to me that she first slipped into the coma when we brought her close to the Stargate. As soon as we got her far enough away from the Stargate, she woke up. And I knew.
My problem with this explanation is if she knew, there could have been some sort of like
Right.
I just figured, like, there was none of that. It was just pure grief that drove her back down. And I actually like the grief better than figuring something out.
Agreed.
Aw. Look how 90s we are.
Dr. Frazier's going to take her until we can find qualified parents.
By qualified, you mean ones with the right security clearance.
Yeah. And they can pass a background check and want a kid.
As long as Cassandra's happy.
She appears to be.
Yeah, I wasn't completely at ease until I knew that the object was shrinking and being reabsorbed into her system. Hey!
Stargate is a secret, and I was born in a place called Toronto.
Shout out Canada.
Right. It's the 90s, so it's like, oh, she's from Niagara Falls. Nobody knows what that is.
Those are swings.
I never had any of those in Toronto. They look like fun.
They are.
They really are. Like, still.
I went swinging with my kids the other day.
Yeah?
It was fun.
It is fun.
Pro tip, don't be looking at your phone while you're pushing your kid.
Oh.
Otherwise. Not that I've ever done such a thing. All right, Hefe. So that was Singularity. Go. You took a lot of notes, a lot more notes than I thought you would.
Well, I was thinking about how I've been developing this new note-taking discipline, and I totally disproved that in this one. And I'm going to show that I don't need them because I'm barely going to reference these things.
Okay, cool.
I ranked Cold Lazarus, I think, in the number 1 spot for a minute. Nope, number 2 spot. I think I started at number 2. I think it's sitting at number 3 right now. I said that it's an episode I never want to watch again, but it made me feel.
Okay.
And it touched me in a pretty profound way.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was intentional or not. Like we talked about earlier, we'd had a lot of time to kill as we were getting this thing set up. Really put me in this false sense of like, all right, this is going to be some stupid episode. And it kind of started that way too, of like, okay, we're going to talk about black holes and we're going to do
black
stuff.
holes, and there's the dude with the disease again.
Dude, we got so much in this one, right? So I'm not even going to touch the Cassandra stuff yet. What we got, we learned about what the Stargates are made of.
Naquita.
I got to get used to that. So that's fascinating.
Yeah.
In and of itself. The one that we know it, and now we know it.
So Naquita, I don't recall if they named it, but the people that Ra had taken from Egypt and put on Abydos.
Yes.
They were mining Naquita.
Okay.
That's what they were doing.
Were they mining it on Earth or?
No, on Abydos.
On Abydos.
They were mining it on Abydos.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, I just learned that. So that's pretty fascinating. We met we got introduced to a new Goa'uld. Nirti. And I found it fascinating, and it made sense. Like the note I took was, okay, so Nirti's up there. We saw, a Goa'uld ship up in space, which is kind of cool. But Nirti is an enemy of Apophis.
Yes.
So I made the note. I said, is the enemy of our enemy our friend, or do they just straight up hate everyone? The answer is they just straight up hate everyone. But it's fascinating. At some point, like you can see this growing. This season, Apophis has been our focus.
Right.
But who's next, or who's going to join up, and who's going to all this stuff? They all have the same goal of taking Earth off the board.
I've never noticed this before. We'll meet Nirti in a future episode. Nirti is a girl.
Okay.
She's a female, at least her host is a female Goa'uld. Assuming that, like most Goa'uld, she has had this host for a really long time. Teal'c called him a he.
Really?
Teal'c referred to him as a he in this episode. Yeah.
I wonder, that's a thing, right? Like, how are Goa'uld gendered, and does it matter what their host is and all that?
I can answer that. You know, because of Hathor, there are queen, and even from Children of the Gods with Apophis, here's me, here's my queen,
my mate.
Here's what I can tell you: what if the Goa'uld have gender? Because it's possible that it just could be, because like I think with bees, isn't it like everyone's a male until there's a queen, and then one turns into a queen?
I think so. Yeah.
Right. That could be the way it is with the way Goa'uld. They're all a single gender until somebody has to become a queen, and then they roll over and become a queen.
Yeah.
It does not matter though what gender of a host they take.
Okay.
So you could be either.
So you can get the whole Trill experience of being, one time I was a mother, one time I was a father.
Right. Except I think with the Goa'uld in general, they try not to change hosts too often.
That's what they have.
which I think may be more of a convention for the storytelling on the show, so that we know who's who.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they just be hop and host all the time.
Exactly. And I mean, it's a convention for the show, but it also makes sense. Like, this is who I am. This is how I present. They have that sarcophagus technology.
And you also saw how picky they were about finding their host.
Yeah.
Like,
you get the right one, you want to hold on to it. So the Cassandra thing started off, and I was still in the mindset of like, this isn't going to be such a great episode. And my first kind of instinct was, oh my gosh, a kid. Very rarely in sci-fi does a kid value add an episode.
Which, by the way, I know I made a little bit of fun. That is exactly why JMS has his policy of no cute kids.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, we're gonna do this thing, and she doesn't talk, and she's, you know, all my people died in tragedy and all this stuff. It turned around quick though, and I want to take you through kind of my journey in this episode. I started there, and then she connected. Before I go into my journey, Tilk is the one who pulled her out of the brushes. And I was expecting this like hilarious, like fish out of water. I'm Tilk Jaffa, very hardcore. And now I need to pretend that I'm soft to convince this child to come out. But no, he really was. He melted. I bet that Ryak he's got the best dad. Like when he was a kid and stuff, that had to have been awesome.
Well, you and I were joking the other day, and I really wish we were doing it on mic, so I'm going to do it right now. Tilk abandoned his family, left them for poverty and for
they were shunned.
Outcast, shunning. Still a better father than Worf.
Yep. Dramatically better. Like, so true.
Still a better father than Worf.
So at first I was disappointed that there was this apparent handoff from Tilk to Sam. I was like, we're not going to see the Tilk stuff. That changed fast. Watching the bond between Sam and Cassandra was beautiful. It was so well done. I don't know this. I don't know if you know this, but Amanda Tapping has to have been a parent at this point in her life.
I want to answer the question you just asked because I was looking it up. I was listening, but I was also looking it up. Amanda Tapping, her first child was born in 2005.
Really?
So not when this
oh my gosh.
was going on. However, and I put this out, Amanda Tapping has apparently had several interviews, articles about dealing with this. So I'm not just throwing stuff out that she's never talked about. Apparently, prior to that child being born, she suffered 8 miscarriages.
Wow.
And had a lot of trouble
conceiving.
Yeah. So I don't know how soon that started for her, but this is 1997. So we're only talking about 7-8 years. Presumably she could have very well been experiencing that here. That might have been what she was tapping into. But regardless, I have to say, if I could just comment on that, until this episode, till this watch through, I've never really appreciated Amanda Tapping's acting performance in this episode. I love Amanda Tapping. She's a great actress. So many times we're going to catch really good spots from her. I've also said I skip this episode as often as I possibly can. You now understand why. Man, her acting in this episode, just off the wall.
So good.
So good.
And it makes sense though. I think, you know, I've never experienced the loss of a child through a miscarriage. But I have friends who have. And for a lot of people, it is devastating. I have a really dear friend who, similar. I think she had 3 miscarriages before she conceived her child, and it was a rough pregnancy, and so her son is going to be her only child that she has. But they actually had funerals for the babies that you know didn't make it. I could definitely, like, even if it was just one miscarriage for her, I could see her having that. You know, to tap into. Oh man. So well done. This was a powerful episode. I enjoyed it. I've got some other like science things that were cool, you know, like basically the Goa'uld weaponizing earth bacterias and things like that. Not afraid to plant a kid with a bomb to
lots
blow
of cool
stuff
high
up.
concept stuff.
Great episode. This made me feel. I do think though, like I want to acknowledge, and this will probably come up when I rank this episode. I'm gonna, while you're talking about your sci-fi messages, I'm gonna consider this. But if I watched this episode before I was a father, I don't know that I would have had the impact that it had for me.
Yeah. So I first saw this episode when I was a father, and I hated it.
Yeah.
It was an awful episode. Not because of the whole kid stuff and parent stuff. I just didn't like the episode.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I mean, God, it's a kid, and the kid's a bomb, and oh my gosh, like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I hate to say it was boring to me.
Yeah.
And it went to all those emotional places that I didn't have a frame of reference for.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I can't relate to this. I can't be there because
haven't been there.
I haven't been there, but I was also too young to understand that. I was just, this is an awful episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watching this now, there was a point, Jeff, in watching this episode, I had to turn away.
Yeah.
Like I needed a second.
Because it's
it's
so heavy.
So visceral. And I still hate this episode. I might appreciate it a little bit more now, but I still I don't handle kid episodes well when they do stuff like this, man.
Understandable.
Like it's awful. So
I get not liking it because of the kid thing, but I feel like the Goa'uld stuff and the lore stuff in this was fascinating. Like whenever they jumped to Jack and Teal'c on the planet doing the telescope stuff, when they saw that it was NJReti coming, like I found that stuff really compelling. And then even like, and again, it might just be because I'm coming in after the movie without seeing it, but learning more about the Stargates. Like I feel like this episode was super centered on the relationship between Sam and Cassandra.
Yeah.
But they had enough other stuff. The side dishes they had laid on the table this one were compelling enough that someone could still really enjoy the episode without connecting with that storyline.
It's amazing to me as someone who's been through the show so many times, hearing like, you're just now meeting Naquadah. I thought everybody knew it was made out of Naquadah. Like that's so,
like, duh.
That's common knowledge, right? Like that is, I'll take Stargate for $1, Alex.
Wow.
That's how common that is, you know? NJReti being the goddess who does what she does. Like, yeah, you know, protocols, Teal'c, you know, Jack actually being pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I think at this point I am starving for more information about the Goa'uld and their culture and their physiology and their technology.
Yeah.
Because really in all of these episodes, we've gotten moments of Goa'uld stuff.
Yeah.
I think Bloodlines went the deepest, you know, into stuff for us. And that was a great episode. I really liked that episode. Yeah. But I think at this point, I am always going to be excited when we dive deeper into the Goa'uld world, which makes me eager for you to dive deeper into what sci-fi messages you found in Singularity.
I am absolutely astounded at how you just came up with that transition. That was amazing.
Kind of a master.
Well done.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well done.
I'm humble too.
I got to be honest. I'm sitting here. I was watching this episode, forgot that that's what I was looking for.
Really?
I was. This is the first time truly. I mean, when I say I skipped this episode, Jeff, I really skip this episode every time. Like I do not watch this episode. So it's been a while since I've seen this one. And I was relatively engrossed by the episode that I forgot to look.
I love that. I love that.
And so I don't have it. Like, you know, the worst thing I could say, or the best thing that I was having this thought as you were just speaking is, you remember the TNG episode I, Borg?
Yes.
With Hugh. And we had the conversation in Star Trek about the ethics of using a being as a Trojan horse, as a bomb to go back to your spot. And ultimately they decided not to do it. They freed Hugh. They let him go back. And this showed the other side of like what would happen if you actually did that. And actually, I think backed up the TNG idea of, yeah, if you're going to do that, that objectively makes you evil.
Yeah.
You know? I am now forced to ask the question, does that, run it through the litmus test, does that hold up a mirror to society? Are there places that use kids like that? And probably I would say yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely they do. So that is just, I I don't think it's necessarily a message as much just a reinforcing of how awful that is.
Yeah.
To do something like that. Does it give us hope for the future or tell us how to be better human beings? The only thing I could say with being a better human being, the moment that Sam walked away and shut the door and stood and stared at Cassandra, like that was awful. Sam turning around and going back was great. I just knew she wasn't going to explode. Awful. So
yeah,
I feel bad giving this episode any Chevron rating because I literally forgot to watch for those things and I don't really have it, but I could certainly be talked into like 1 or 2.
I think the ethical choice, we're talking about ethics here, would be to not give it a Chevron rating because he didn't give it the analysis.
So I'm going to officially not give it 0 chevrons.
Yeah, it's a nil.
I'm not giving it 0 chevrons.
Yeah.
Yes. And somebody's going to email, how could you give this one no chevrons? I literally just said, folks, I want to be really clear.
Crystal clear.
I'm not giving it 0 chevrons.
It just has none.
Yeah. I think it's just there.
It's just there.
Yeah. It would be unfair of me to do that. But Jeff, you don't get to get out of this one so easily. You, my friend, get the choice of ranking this one and putting it into the ranking of SG1. I think you're probably going to place this one a lot higher than I would initially and probably even still today. Our current top 5, Jeff, is the Torment of Tantalus. Number 2, the Nox. Number 3, Cold Lazarus. 4, Brief Candle. And 5, Bloodlines. And then there's the whole bottom side. Regardless though, Jeff, talk us through where are you placing this one in our ranking of SG1 season 1?
When I was given my first time reaction to this, I mentioned I'm going to think about this when you're giving your sci-fi message, because as a parent, as a father, I definitely watched this through a certain lens.
Yeah.
This is my ranking, right? It's what it means to me, but I wanted to balance that with what would this episode mean to a not parent, because I think that's the target demographic. When this show came out, they probably weren't necessarily looking at dads.
Yeah,
they were looking for like those later teen kind of people that hopefully are waiting to have kids, in my personal opinion.
Well, it was on Showtime, so somebody's got to pay for the $17.99 a month.
Well, every company's just out for mom and dad's money. It's how it works.
Right.
So I considered that, and well, here's where I started. I started, where in relationship to Cold Lazarus am I going to put this?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I started.
Yeah.
Then that thought of what does this mean to someone who's not a parent, brought it down a little bit. I probably honestly pushed it out of the top 5 at that point. But you said one thing in your sci-fi review that we talked a little bit about during the episode that is a really important factor in how I rank this episode.
Yeah.
Sam is holding Cassandra in that vault.
Yeah.
And she says to her, I have to go. I'm going to go up and I'm going to close the door. She gets out. She walks out and starts closing it. And Cassandra's like, whoa, what's going on?
I didn't realize you're on the other side of the door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sam digs deep, right? She shows real courage, real strength and fortitude. She shuts that door. She seals it. She stops. She goes into the elevator and she's like, here we go. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. I'm going back. I'm going. It's like, yes, I don't want you to die, but this is the right thing to do. And she goes and she holds her, and we watch the countdown, and nothing happened. Oh my gosh. She was willing to sacrifice herself to not let this kid be alone.
Yeah.
But then we find out it's because she knew she wasn't going to blow up.
She reasoned it out. She just had a gut instinct that she wasn't going to blow up, so it was okay.
Sucked all the wind out of the moment.
Really did.
It
really did.
Honestly, that one thing kind of killed this episode for me. To the point that this, Brent, is going to be our new number 10, right under Thor's hammer.
Well, Jeff, that's going to do it for us for Singularity, finally. However many hours later it took us to get this particular episode in due to technology. Next time, we are watching an episode. I'm not even... Okay, you're going to have to make a guess as to what this is.
Okay.
This is a made-up alien word that you'll find out what it means when you watch the episode.
Okay.
The name is Kori.
Kori?
What is Kori? It is the Kori. Welcome to Kori. Or is it a person? Or is it a what? Kori.
Kori is an athletic. No, it's a combat sports thing. It's like it's their kumite.
Okay.
So they're going to go to this. I'll go with kumite. I was going to bring up TKO from Babylon 5. I won't. I'm going to keep this a Stargate podcast. They're going to go to this planet, and it's going to be like this warrior culture sort of a thing where all the stuff is worked out in the Korai. We're going to go do that. And it's going to come down. We're going to end up... I always do this. I'm like, it's going to be this character, but no. I was thinking, it's going to be Tilk, but they're probably going to recognize him as Jaffa and be like, no, it's not going to be you. It would be most awkward and have the most drama in the show if it's Daniel. Daniel's going to...
If you want things that are awkward in the show, it's Daniel.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Daniel's going to have to go into the Korai and defend SG1 in some way.
Like in an arena.
Yeah, he's gonna fight.
Yeah.
This is his, Sunkatse. This is the Kumite. This all those.
I will tell you this. This is an episode that I feel pretty much every sci-fi show does at some point in the run. Deep Space Nine did it in season 1.
Okay.
The game we're gonna play next time is what episode from Deep Space Nine is this episode?
Wow.
Being.
That's gonna test my mettle. I usually skip the first season of Deep Space Nine.
I think you might know it. Well. We'll find out next time right here on Stargate SG1 for the first time. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Wherever you're catching us, whether it's on Patreon, YouTube, audio podcast of your choice, Spotify, Audible, all those sorts of places, wherever you are, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a rating and review, share this with someone that you know that loves Stargate SG1 or Stargate Atlantis, Stargate Universe, wants to see Stargate come back, or anyone who, like my friend Jeff, needs to be introduced to the series, and they can do it right along with him. So, that being said, until next time, hopefully we never see...
Hey, Brent!
Yes, Jeff.
I'm supposed to come up with something witty here, but frankly, in this episode, I got nothing.
You just did what I did with the thing?
Yep.
For crying out loud. Club 65, you guys are awesome, but Jeff and I need to take a little break, so we're going to get out of here. And catch you guys next time for Korai.
Korai. Oh, the Korai.
Sunkatse. I like that one.